Hey guys, hope you're all doing well. So this video is a lame-ass January favorites or monthly favorites, but I wanted to start doing monthly favorites again. And for January, I didn't really have any new things or any things that I have like 3 here that I will mention that I really just wanted to push to you guys, because these last couple months have been awesome in terms of me and makeup, but just like I'm just trying so many new things and like going back, just thinking about what did I use a lot of, and I could sit here and do that, but all of the things that I would pull out you have seen before, you've seen the video, you know I like them, if you will. So it was just like, I don't know. And I'm not just going to put something in the video for the sake of favorites. I do have 3 things here that I want to mention that have really made their way to the forefront no matter what else I am using. I've been using these things a lot, and I'll talk about those. But I also want to say the monthly favorites are coming back. I apologize. And quarterly reports are coming back. The reason why I stopped them, just you kind of forget and you kind of just have so much going on with other videos and different things like that. I loved that series. So monthly favorites is kind of self-explanatory, but quarterly reports, if you don't know what they are, I would do, it's just, again, 4 videos a year. So the first quarterly report will be in March, January, February, March. It'll be in April, actually, at the beginning of the month. And what they are, to revisit just the things in the past 3 months that I've used, that like you may have seen in a haul. Do I still use them? You may have seen in the favorites or whatever, just to kind of recap, not just like products, but like what I did in those 3 months on this channel, or a video I made about something. And it's like, do you still feel that way about it? Or like, I don't know. Because sometimes, and a lot of times with beauty videos, sometimes you see a haul and you never see the product again, or you see them use it one time and you never see it again, or you hear they give you their review and you never see it again unless they really love it and it's like, okay, it's my new holy grail, and then it's in every single video. But like 90% of the products, or 95% of the products that, you know, someone with a large collection like I do, and we go through and we show you, you don't see them as, you know, as much. So like, just to revisit, like, what did you use back in January? Are you still using that? Or like, just to touch on things. And I kind of pick what points I want to share as far as the quarterly report. I go back through all the videos that I made in that quarter, and I why did I pick a quarter? I don't know, but I go back through all the videos that I made in that span of time. I kind of just make little bullet points. I have a little list of just things that I want to share, and just like updates on products and updates on things and updates on events that I might have been getting ready for in a video, or that kind of thing. So I really want the quarterly reports to come back, and monthly favorites definitely are back. I have no excuse. It's not that I slacked on videos. Like, I've actually been producing more videos. This last year, 2018, I set a goal to upload a certain amount of videos, and I did exceed that goal, but it just, monthly favorites kind of didn't even, yeah, that's what it was. So they are going to come back, and they're back now. And so this one is, I guess you can't even call it January, just the past few months. These 3 items I do want to share. So the first one is the MAC Studio Fix Fluid. And the reason why I want to share this one is because the only other MAC foundation I owned is an NC50. And it's a pro longwear foundation. I really like it. And I was matched with it. It was like my first high-end foundation. I was matched with it a long time ago. And for a very long time, you know, I thought I had warm undertones, which I guess I'm more neutral. I have gotten different answers from different makeup counters and stores and different things. And the foundation they suggested to me based on that answer they gave me would still work. And so I just was whatever. But anyway, I was at the MAC store and I wanted to try the Studio Fix Fluid, and I was like, well, in the Pro Longwear I'm NC50, and she was like, it could have been the MAC store with the girl at Ulta at the MAC counter, whatever, it was MAC. And she was like, you sure? You look cool. I see some cool. Let's try a cool. Let's try an NW. And this foundation has been my perfect glove, just like the Too Faced one that I like. But anyway, the Studio Fix, so I'm NW47, and I don't know, I just thought that was a cool story to share, and I've really been enjoying this foundation. I really like the finish. The Pro, compared to the Pro Longwear, the Pro Longwear is actually a little bit more, it's definitely a little bit more matte. It's really long wearing, but this is more of a natural matte. I just like, of course, I like the shade, the shade match. I like the color, not color, the finish. And I've just really been enjoying that. That's been a foundation that I've really been going to, and it was actually in my best of 2018, so you know I like it, but I have been continuing. This is the one out of those 4 that I talked about in that video. This one is still continued. I've been picking this one out over the other 3 in that, so if that means anything to you. But yeah, so I have that on now too. This Studio Fix. I just want to share that story because that was actually a situation where I thought it was one shade in MAC, and that might be a different one. So, what do you know? Alright, and the next item is the Tarte Shape Tape. So, I did a video on this look. It might be up before this or after this. Y'all know the way I roll. You know the way I roll. Anyway, so I like Tarte Shape Tape. It was never Holy Grail. I have it in a skin tone, a shade of my skin tone as well. But it's a nice concealer. It is full coverage. It's decent. I like it. It's just not, I don't have a reason why it's not like my go-to all the time, like my top favorite, how it is for everyone else. It's just, they're just concealers. I like the way they look a little bit better, but I can't put my finger on it. Anyway, whatever. And I use my Tarte Shape Tape. I do, because it gives good coverage. But anyway, I ran out of my NARS Soft Matte Concealer. And I use it in a pot. I use it in the shade, I still have the jar so I can know what shade it is. Cafe. So I emptied this out. I used it all up. And this is what I was using to cut my crease. It's a couple shades lighter than my skin, but that's what I was using to cut my crease. And it worked fine, at least until I started using Shape Tape. It worked fine, but it was not as light as this. But it was also a little bit thick. So it was a little bit harder to spread. But I don't know, it just worked for me. I did a really good cut crease using it, and I just didn't want to try anything else. Like, it was one of those situations, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Because it took me so long to get a cut crease that I actually could be proud of. One of those situations. So, anyway, ran out of that. And I was like, all right, well, I'll try this Tarte Shape Tape. People do cut their crease with their Shape Tape. And it glided on, so because it's thinner than the NARS Soft Matte, so it glided on. I just take a little bit off the wand, put it on the back of my hand, and use my brush. It glided on so easily. Again, with the thicker concealer, I had to do a lot more strokes to get that situation, but with the Shape Tape, I was just like, boop. And I know I probably could get this result with another concealer, but this is the one I've been using for that. The shade is really light. It's Tan Sand. I use it for under eye brightness, so it's light. It's light enough to make any color pop on there. I do set, because it is thinner, as soon as I move my eye, I'm afraid it's going to move. So I do set it with a nudish, a light, get my life, let me get my life together. A light eyeshadow, okay? I keep dropping. Let's put that down. So I do set it with that and then go in with the shadows that I want to use, that I'm, you know, whatever. But yes, this has been the only thing I've been using to cut my crease when I've done cut crease looks, whether on camera or off camera. And excited for new use for this. Not to say I was like, what can I use this for? Because I still use it on my face, but I was like, let me try it. Well done. Cutting creases with it. We're cutting creases over here. And then finally, I have to mention it again, my Coastal Scents Hot Pots. I think I mentioned it in the favorites. Yeah, so these are my favorite hot pots. These are the colors that I chose out of like almost 200 of them that I have, that I can't even say I'm gonna reach for all these shades the most, but I picked 88 shades that I wanted to fill this palette with, and this is like what I have here. I've hit pan on one of them. And close to hitting pan on another one. But yes, so these shades, and the reason why they've become to the forefront, because they are convenient. When I don't want to use a specific palette, I just don't feel like rummaging through my collection. I love rummaging through, but some days I just don't feel like rummaging through and just want to get started with my eyeshadow. I open this up and it literally has every color. Red, orange, yellow, blue, green, purple, all the neutrals, all the metallics that I could really need if I'm doing a look where I don't even know what I'm doing. So those are definitely and it's just really easy and convenient in my palette. And they have been not changing the game, but they have really been coming in clutch, because sometimes you just don't know. You just don't know what you want to use or want to do. I pull this out and I know I'm going to get a decent look. Also, they have really been beneficial in my brandless beauty tutorials, because they're singles and I can just reach for one and pick it up and you don't know what brand this is. You know, it's not in packaging. Granted, I have a couple other singles, have plenty of magnetic singles that you kind of won't know the brand. But again, it comes back to this being the biggest palette and having the most of these and having a large shade selection of them. So I'll grab them versus like my ColourPop Z palette, which has like only like 24 in there. So it's not as many shades, or, you know what I'm saying? I have the most Coastal Scent Hot Pot, so I have the most variety, and I can just pick this up, show you this color, and there's no extra packaging. There's nothing where you can tell what brand of shadow that is. And so that's been really good. And I don't make like a super go out of my way to try to hide the brand names in the brandless tutorials. You'll see a bottle, a foundation bottle here and there, but if I can, I'm trying to eliminate that product identification. And if you just have a pan, yeah. And the Coastal Scents I have a lot of them and it works. So those are my 3 favorites from like recent, as of late, like last year and last year here, you know. But yes, I just wanted to, this video was more so to announce that more monthly favorites are coming back, and to really hone in on just what's going on, like how these videos are going to continue, and just give you those 3 things. So thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, comments, concerns about any of the products or anything that I mentioned in this video, feel free to leave it down below. I love you all, and I will talk to you guys in the next one. Bye.